Welcome back, Grizzly fans. Today we sit down with head women's soccer coach Dominic Martelli. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. It's been a few months since the inaugural season ended.
I almost didn't recognize you. It's been so long.
Well, it's the springtime, fall sport, but the first season ended a few months ago. The off season really continues throughout the rest of the year. There really is no downtime, as you know, that process of building the program. So take the Grizzly fans through that process of putting this all together and continuing to build the women's soccer program.
Well, you know, I don't think everybody understands really a calendar year or day in a life of a student athlete, let alone a soccer student athlete. When we look at our women's program, traditionally a soccer program starts their fall season sometime in early August, and they'll end in early November. National tournaments and things come after that. The spring season basically starts right after that. So you're doing your conditioning, whether it's strength and conditioning as far as lifting weights, speed and agility, and even some distance running, with very little ball work during that time leading up to finals. You come back in January, and pretty much once the first week's done, we're starting that cycle again. So we are trying to base our year on 24 weeks of soccer. So we're allowed to run and lift a little longer than that, but our calendar year of school is 24 weeks of playing soccer with your coach, the team, and a soccer ball. We started, pretty much mid-January to late January of some soccer, and now we're in full swing. We're training 3 to 4 days a week playing soccer, and we're lifting 2 days a week now, where it was a little bit of a reverse when we started the semester. The calendar year leads to a longer spring season than the actual fall. You're really playing in February, March, and April, but you're starting in January. So it's a little longer. So really we work on some of the things with players that you might not have had the time to work with them in the fall because of the travel and the games and then the off days. So we're doing a lot of individual training, a lot of improvement, and then working on their year-long fitness so they get to be a little bit more prepared moving into the summer to do their summer workouts to again help us in preseason when we come back in August.
Well, being so ingrained in this area in the soccer community as you are, what's some of the positive feedback you've heard in the area since you guys wrapped up your first season and what you guys were able to accomplish on the field, 10-7-1 in your very first year?
Right, and that's really what's been the positive. And looking at our spring schedule, it's not going to be very easy. And looking at our fall schedule that's already done, it's very much a more difficult schedule than we just had this past fall. So we're looking at a spring schedule that's getting us out not only in the community, but in different areas. We're going to the Rockdale Youth Soccer Association in Risa and playing a little college jamboree. So we're going to be at an area where there's going to be tons of young people. They're going to have a youth event attached to our college event, and we're playing 2 Division I colleges, Presbyterian and Wofford. If the schedule changes, Clayton State and Mercer are also going to be there. So there's your little jamboree that's scheduled for that weekend. We're going to play North Georgia and hopefully another Division II school that we're trying to set up. And then UGA, so we're getting out in Athens, but we're the community as far as the youth that are going to watch that is another 7v7 jamboree. So there's going to be colleges at every level playing there, from the UGAs of the world to the Kennesaws to the Mercers to the Armstrong Atlantics and so on and so forth. So we're going to be playing competition that puts us out into the market of where we stand. Now, as far as the community, I think the easiest way to sum up everything is wow. Wow. Every time someone comes to campus, it's wow. Every time they see our new facility being built, which I know we'll talk about later, it's wow. Or, wow, you just had a great game against that team and you've only had a team for 2 months. So when we talk about our schedule in the fall, talk about our results, talk about our competition, I think the word of wow. How did that happen? And I don't want to take all the credit. I give a lot of credit to the girls and the young players that came to Georgia Gwinnett. I give a lot of credit to our administration from top down, my assistants, and then, of course, the school. The college is just tremendous, and it allows us to have that little bit of oomph, a little bit of push, a little bit of ownership that really you're playing for something really, really important. Georgia Gwinnett is a great place, but every time you walk on campus, wow. is the feeling.
Well, that leads me right into my next question. You mentioned it. We've been so excited to move into our new athletics building coming up a little bit later this spring, a facility that's going to have for your team, team space, locker rooms, space for film sessions, things like that, academic resources, and so much more. Talk about what the impact that facility can have as your program continues to.
Well, for the program, you're now going to have the total package. We're selling, the culture, we're selling the commitment, we're selling the actual calendar year of effort and practice and all that kind of stuff. Well, now we can easily, we're tying in the academic piece, we're tying in the physical fitness piece, we're tying in the athletic training piece. Now we can easily do that like a really, really full-fledged, top-of-the-line program, because we can meet in a locker room, walk out to the field. We can meet in a video session, walk out to the field. We can get treatment and then walk out into the training room. We can have a full cardio / strength conditioning session and then walk out onto the field. I can meet with my players individually and then they can go to study hall. I can meet with my players individually, they can go to the training room. All that is in a one-stop shop in that facility, and boy, that facility is going to be wow. I mean, when we look at the diagrams and the pictures and what everything's going to look like, our carpeting, our office furniture, the locker rooms, the training room, and then you see the building the way it's sitting now amongst two beautiful fields as far as baseball and softball, and then our field is right there too. I mean, it is really, really nice. And I think when that's done and we start talking about the school, start talking about our athletic teams, start talking about our programs, that's going to be a major piece that when we go out into the community now, the wow is going to still be there, but it's going to be like, wow, well, what is this? And what are you guys doing? And who did you just beat? And it's going to be much more of a centerpiece of bringing people onto campus and seeing what we're actually doing instead of a quick drive-by or a quick visit to campus, and that wow factor is going to be very much more supported now.
Well, we certainly appreciate everything that you and your team is doing, as you mentioned, out in the community to help spread awareness of everything that we have going on, certainly with the women's soccer program and as an athletic department and as a college.
And Ned, I can't wait till we do the walkthrough, you and I, in the video, and I can start describing all the rooms and taking everybody, all of you, in through this facility. I know Dr. Wilson and you have done it a lot, but I can't wait to do my own because, I'm really excited.
We'll book the time.
Okay, good.
How much you need?
Well, that's the thing. We might have a little bit of editing to do to see how short we have to go with the film.
One more question before we get you out of here. So another element you mentioned with your players, it must be nice for them, in the fall they were sort of carrying the banner of we're the first, the pressure a little bit was on their shoulders. It must be nice for them now in the springtime, their first spring, to be able to get out and support some of the other Grizzly student athletes on the tennis courts, baseball, softball field.
And that's the thing. When you look at a fall season in any sport, you're a little bit under the gun, a little bit overwhelmed because you're starting a new semester, you're in the middle of your main competition season, and you're traveling, and you have schoolwork, and all the other social events that you have to juggle. Come springtime, we're doing a little bit less off the field for sure as far as travel and some of the other extracurricular activities, so they can actually have that full student-athlete experience, that full college student experience where not only have they hung out and met and talked to the other athletes in the other sports, they can actually enjoy and root them on because not only are they part of the same school and the same athletic program, but they're friends. So now we can sit there and say, yeah, Georgia Gwinnett. And they feel that they're part of something. When you're playing, you don't know someone's cheering for you as much. Now that you do the cheering and the supporting, you really are starting to carry that banner. You're really starting to wear the badge and the different logos with some pride. And we're seeing the kids almost every day I see them, they're wearing something that's Georgia Gwinnett soccer. They're wearing something that's Georgia Gwinnett. And that's just going to help them want to go to more of the games.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Coach, and best of luck as you continue to build the program. And Grizzly fans are going to have to check that out when we do get in that new building and he gets to take you guys on a tour. That's going to be something special.
We'll do the nickel and dime tour. It'll be good.
Until next time, everybody, check out the latest on GrizzlyAthletics.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, Grizzly Athletics. Until next time, go Grizzlies.
Thank you.